The WNBA just dropped the most shocking decision in its entire history, and it all started with one violent shove. Chennedy Carter has been banned indefinitely after her mid-game attack on Caitlin Clark. But this isn't just a suspension, it's practically a career death sentence. How did a former top draft pick go from rising star to league exile overnight? And why have her own teammates turned their backs on her? Today we're breaking down the full story the WNBA hoped you wouldn't see, and trust me, it goes way deeper than you think. Let's go back to where it all began. It was the Chicago Sky vs. Indiana Fever. The crowd was electric, the arena packed, and every fan on the edge of their seat. Caitlin Clark was in full command, directing plays, dishing out pinpoint passes, and hitting shots that seemed impossible. The rookie phenom was unstoppable, and Chicago could feel the pressure. As the Fever started mounting their comeback, tension filled the air, sneakers squeaking, coaches yelling, the noise rising with every possession. With no basketball reason, no loose ball, no scramble, nothing, Chennedy Carter stepped up and shoved Clark to the floor. Full force. The crowd went silent, that kind of silence where thousands of people gasp at once. The replays made it worse. Every angle looked intentional, calculated, and completely unnecessary. One veteran WNBA analyst summed it up perfectly. In 15 years of covering women's basketball, I've seen tough play, but this crossed the line. It wasn't competition, it was aggression, plain and simple. After days of reviewing the incident, the league announced its decision, and they didn't sugarcoat it. The WNBA called Carter's shove a deliberate assault inconsistent with the values of professional basketball. Her punishment? An indefinite suspension with conditions for reinstatement. But here's the truth, those conditions are almost impossible to meet. According to several team insiders, the league structured the terms to quietly end her career without calling it a lifetime ban. Carter must complete over 500 hours of community service, go through extensive behavioral evaluations, and accept a restrictive probation that limits her income and movement, even if she's reinstated. Financially, it's devastating. Between lost salary, sponsorships, and future earnings, she's looking at a loss of more than $1.2 million. That's enough to end a player's career right there. What's even more revealing is that this wasn't a one-time outburst. It was the final chapter in a long series of professional issues. Back in 2019, Chennedy Carter was the 4th overall pick, expected to be the Atlanta Dream's next big star, fast, athletic, and fearless. But it didn't take long for things to go wrong. Behind the scenes, she reportedly got into a near-physical confrontation with Courtney Williams, one of the team's calmest and most respected players. According to a former Dream staff member, it wasn't normal tension, it split the team apart. Carter then joined the Los Angeles Sparks, but the pattern continued. During team film sessions, she interrupted coaches, dismissed strategy, and even walked out mid-meeting, saying things like "that's not going to work." Things fell apart so badly that the Sparks paid her $90,000, nearly 1/3 of their salary cap, just to leave. In a league where every dollar counts, that tells you how desperate they were to move on. When Carter arrived in Chicago, it was her final chance at redemption. The Sky hoped her talent could outweigh her past mistakes. But before long, tension was back. Players described the locker room as walking on eggshells. Her social media told its own story: unfollows, cryptic posts about respecting the game, and skipping team events. And within hours, even Angel Reese, once close to Carter, unfollowed her on every platform. The silence from teammates spoke louder than any public statement ever could. Carter still had one final chance: the post-game press conference. 30 seconds of real remorse could have saved her career. Arms crossed, eyes rolling, sighs into the microphone, and when asked about the incident, she said, "Actually, I'm focused on New York right now. It happened, okay? It's just basketball. I don't know why we're dragging it." Reporters were stunned. Team executives watching said it was like watching a career end in real time. When asked if she regretted not apologizing sooner, she said, "No, I don't have regrets. I just need time to gather my thoughts." Those gathered thoughts sealed her fate. The league's response. Once the suspension became public, something rare happened. Players across the league supported the punishment. One veteran all-star wrote, "Our league has come too far to let anyone disrespect it. No player is bigger than the game." Coaches began holding team meetings about professionalism, using this as a cautionary example. Even Carter's own teammates said nothing publicly, not one defense, not one post about unfair treatment. That silence said everything. The bigger picture. Overseas opportunities are also drying up. International scouts have become much stricter about character concerns. As one agent put it, 5 years ago, pure talent could get you a contract. Now, professionalism matters just as much. Carter's lost sponsorships and canceled brand deals push her total career losses past $4 million. Meanwhile, the WNBA is thriving, viewership up 87% year-over-year, record ticket sales, and historic merchandise numbers. The league clearly wants to protect that image. And through it all, Caitlin Clark hasn't added fuel to the fire. She's handled the entire situation with calm professionalism, never playing the victim. After the game, she simply said, "I'm here to play basketball. Everything else is just noise." That poise has earned her massive respect across the league, a stark contrast to Carter's response. The WNBA's stance couldn't be clearer. Talent alone isn't enough anymore. You can be a superstar, but if you can't represent the game with maturity and respect, the league will move on, fast. Chennedy Carter's story isn't just about punishment. It's a warning. A lesson in how quickly promise can vanish when professionalism isn't part of the equation. At just 25 years old, she still has the talent, but the road back is steeper than ever. The WNBA is choosing direction over drama, unity over chaos. And this moment might not just define Carter's future, it could define the league's next era. Because once a league draws a line, it rarely crosses it again. So what happens now? While Chennedy Carter faces an uncertain future, Caitlin Clark keeps doing what she does best, dominating on the court and elevating the entire league. If you want to see how Clark transformed her game after all this, click here to watch her incredible rise.